Yeah, it's hard to judge anything in pre-season because the players that played today aren't going to be the players that played the first game. The opposition isn't the opposition we're going to play. The fact we're playing on a training pitch, not even in a stadium, just tells you what it is. But there was some really, really good bits. There were some not so good bits. And there were some bits that just not anger me, but disappoint me, but in a good way, not in a negative, bad way. So the good bits were, look, Tonali looks like we've got a proper football player in midfield.
I mean, did you realise how big he was? I didn't realise how big he was till I saw him today.
No, I didn't realise he was that big either. I didn't realise he's a specimen, as they say. He's got stature. I think he's going to be an excellent signing for Tottenham Hotspur. Him and Fernandes, they looked quite comfortable playing next to each other as well, which was good to see. Fernandes' goal was ridiculous, just ridiculous. Like first time volley, bang in off the post. I mean, that's Ballon d'Or kind of goal.
I know, and he had the opportunity to do it like a few minutes later as well, and then he just turned away, and I was like, "Come on, man, go for the double."
Yeah, exactly. Well, we just get another one. That was good to see. I think Kinski looked super comfortable on the ball at the back, even when being pressed. Had no hesitation passing it across his goal line. In tight areas where the pressure's on. Yeah, just played it, looked comfortable. And I think where a lot of fans are a bit upset that we didn't buy a new goalie, I think Kinski's the exact type of goalie that you want playing De Zerbi ball. And I think he's going to prove a lot of fans wrong next season. He's going to have his moments, every goalie does. But I think come the end of the season, he's going to be a goalkeeper that we look to build with, not replace.
I agree.
I was really happy with how he played today. And they were the big positives for me. The bits I didn't like is that I just don't think I'm ever going to be sold on Richarlison, Solanke and Tell. I just think they're just bang average football players.
I'd say, do you not think Tell looked the most dangerous out of our attacking line in the first half? Because there was a couple of times he was able to burn his fullback on the outside and get a decent ball in.
Do you know what it is? Unless he puts the ball in the back of the net and unless he consistently finds a killer pass, in the second half, that unbelievable killer pass Barnett put through to Richie and then Richie hit the ball at the goalie, right? You never see Tell do that.
Yeah.
You never see Tell put a ball like that's what we need at the level we want to be at. So Tell for me always just disappoints me. Solanke's just going to be that guy that never really does anything but does something but never ever is going to be the striker that we need. And Richie just sucks. He's just awful. He's just
he looked at his level today. He didn't look out of place in that second half with the players around him.
He's on the ground eating the grass half the game. We might as well call him the lawnmower, not the pitcher, the lawnmower. So I don't think there's a Spurs fan out there that would say we don't need to sign new attackers. Like we desperately need goal scorers, like 2 or 3 goal scorers, and then we can start cooking. What disappointed me, but not in a bad way, is I thought.
How'd you get disappointed in a good way?
Yeah, I know. Only I can find it. Right? Only I can find it.
Only you, Stel.
Only me. So I was listening to your conversation with the guy before, and I disagree. I thought second half we were better. I thought first half we looked more controlled, but second half we created more bigger chances. We were better on the attack. I thought we looked more skillful. In the first half, we got to the final third and we ran out of ideas. Second half, we looked like we could find those intricate passes in between the lines, and Yang should have scored, Richarlison should have scored, Mikey Moore blazing over the bar. And I thought, do you know what? We've got some good young football players at this club.
But Stel, what I would say to that, though, is I think like in the first half, MK Dons were very much camped into their own half and it was like a low block kind of thing. In the second half, they gave us a lot more space and there was a lot more gaps for us to play in. But
there were still chances in the first half where we got the ball out wide and didn't penetrate down the line. We kept coming back, doing the U-shaped football, you know, switch left, switch right. Whereas today, every time Mikey Moore got the ball, right, I'm going to cut inside, beat the man, and I'm not going to go sideways. I'm going to drive forward and find a pass. Williams Barnett, head up, killer pass. And I just thought, that's what we need. And even at the back, listen, I've never seen him play before, like a whole game. That Hardy looks like the exact type of centre-back that should be in the first team as the fourth choice centre-back that we develop next to Senesi, next to Van der Ven, next to Van Heck. Let him learn from better players, because he looks like he's got the makings of a good modern-day centre-half. So I look at Hardy, I look at Moore, I look at Barnett, and I think, you know what? There is no doubt in my mind, and I've done a lot of youth football coaching, there's no doubt in my mind, these players have got the ability to become something very good. They just need a proper, genuine chance. And this is what disappoints me. They're not going to get it at Tottenham, Ben.
I knew we were going to go down this route today.
Yeah, but look at that second half, those youngsters. Like, you look at it and you think, you know what? They were good. They were good.
But they're also very, very young. You know, Hardy's 18, Luca Williams-Barnett 17, Mikey Moore 18. Yeah. You know, very, very young players.
And they're only going to get better by learning from players of a high level. Like,
how many of them can you integrate at one time?
It's not about integrating them. It's about having them amongst the first team, training with them, playing with them, getting some minutes here and there, and then see if they can break in. And that's the only way you're going to know. But because we don't do that with any youngsters, I
think a lot of them do train with the first team.
I'm talking about throughout the whole season being with them. They're not. They don't. There's a separation. They at all academies nowadays, they separate the under-21s, under-18s from the first team in training, which is, in my opinion, wrong. But the point I'm trying to make is, I've got nothing against us signing good players, Ben. Like the finished article, Van Heck's, Senesi's, Tonali's. I've got no issue with it, because we're not going to get better unless we do that. But what I don't want is for Spurs to go down the road of, we're still going to sign some youngsters, but at the detriment of academy kids that are showing they can do it. Because I think we are becoming Chelsea in terms of the academy isn't about developing players for the first team. It's just an extension of the business to sell players and make money. And I think that's what it's becoming.
But I think it needs to be a mixture of both, though. You've got to be able to sell when you can if you don't think they're going to make it. But then you've got to have the gems in there as well that you can bleed through.
But we don't do it, you see, Ben.
No, I get that. I get that.
That's the bit we don't do. That's why I'm disappointed, because I was so happy to see the youngsters play 1-2 touch football, playing those killer passes, actually giving it a go. And I thought, you know what? This isn't too bad. I so enjoyed watching it. I'm disappointed that I'm never going to see them do it for Tottenham Hotspur. That's the bit that just kind of, bothers me. But in the grand scheme of things, if we go and win an FA Cup or we go and win a Premier League in 3-4 years' time, without any of the academy kids, no one's going to give a shit. No one's going to care anyway. So
do you think seeing Luca Williams-Barnett today? I mean, he looked like he has some mad talent. Luca Williams, like that ball over the top. You talk about the one for Richarlison. What about the one for Yang Min-hyuk when he misses that effort? I mean, it was phenomenal.
Ben, I'm so tired of fans saying our academy is shit. Our academy players are shit. I'm so tired of hearing fans that don't understand youth football, player pathways, youth development. It's not a simple crap, good, crap. It doesn't work like that. Barnett is a talent, but he will never be that player unless he's given proper minutes at that level. You're right. Like you said something a bit earlier, he's a bit young. You're right. He does need another couple of years, so maybe a couple of loan spells. But he can't go on loan until he's 18 anyway, so he's going to be with us until then. But certainly, I think Mikey Moore, he deserves a proper crack now. I think that the one that really impressed me the most was Hardy. I thought he was so composed at the back. I'm thinking, why would you have players like Danzo, who are technically not capable to play De Zerbi ball? He's a lump. He throws his body in the line. He's good in the air. But you can see today, throughout the whole game, there's two things we did non-stop. really good pressing, and constantly played it out from the back, even when the press was on us. Hardy better suits that than what Kevin Danzo does. So
yeah.
I hope, you know, that he gets into the team one day. But look, just off today's game, we're definitely going to be a pressing team that looks to play ball possession football. So although you can't quite see it now, there's no doubt in my mind we're going to play some nice football next year. We're going to, with the full team that we've got and the way we're going to try, I think we're going to be, at least we're going to be entertained, which is what we haven't had for about 2 years.
Yeah, I know. We just need those signings in the forward line. I think once we get those signings in the forward line, if they're of a similar caliber to like what we got in midfield of Mateus Fernandes and Sandro Tonali, then we'll be all right next season. We'll be more than all right.
100%. You've got Xavi Simons coming back in December. You've got Maddison, who wasn't there today, which was a bit of a surprise. You've still got Mohamed Kudus that's going to come in on the flank. Bentancur, Bentancur can play football, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Kulu comes back. I mean, I'm not expecting him to come back, but, you know, it'll be a nice surprise if Kulu comes back and he's actually not completely screwed.
The rumours are first half of the season we'll see him at some point.
Listen, I hope so, because he at least has technical ability. Then you had a Porro going down the flanks, maybe a Spence. I hope we don't sell. By the way, what's your thoughts on Spence, Ben? Would you keep him?
I am of the opinion that I like our fullbacks right now. Spence, Porro on the right-hand side. Robertson, I don't know about, but, you know, a doggy on the left-hand side. I would not upset the apple cart right now. I wouldn't. But I see maybe a situation brewing where maybe Spence isn't the exact profile that De Zerbi wants. And also I see maybe another situation brewing where Spence doesn't want to play a second fiddle to Porro on the right-hand side. And it's particularly after the World Cup he's just had, being like, I need to go be a main man somewhere. So if we were to sell him for big money, I can understand it. But ideally, I'd probably want him to stay.
I want Spence to stay as well. I think he would actually do well under De Zerbi, but at the same time, I think he's going to leave. I think because of what he's not going to want to play second fiddle. I think that because of that, he'll be off. I think him and Romero, I think they'll both be gone this summer.
Yeah, Romero's as good as gone, I think. But Spence, I think, you know, there's still a question mark there. You know, there's rumours saying he wants to leave. There's rumours saying he wants to stay. Who knows until something actually happens. So we'll have to wait and see.
Do you know, with the attacking players, I don't think we're going to sign a striker that scores 20, 25 goals. I don't think...
But who is that striker even that we can get exactly?
Yeah. So I think what we should do is try and get 50 goals from the entire attack. So 10 from Kudus, 10 from a left winger, 10 from one striker, 10 from another striker, 5 from the number 10, 5 from the other number 10. And then that way, collectively, we get the goals we need. Yeah. And then we'll get another 10 from centre-backs, wing-backs. Yeah. Bentancur will get 1, Tonali will get 1, Fernandes will get 3. So I don't think it's going to be like the old days of Klinsmann, Sheringham, Keane, Defoe, Berbatov, Kane somewhere. They get the goals. I think the goals, the way we are going to end up having to do it, is a collective group of goals.
Yeah, but even like the likes of like Solanke can get 10 goals a season. Richarlison has shown he can get 10 goals a season. There are goals there, but we just need to add a lot more right now in the forward line. There's just nowhere near enough right now. Who knows who we're going to bring in? What's your opinions on Savinho? Do you want to bring in Savinho?
Do you know what? I was all for it. I was all for it. But now I'm on the fence because not scoring goals is a massive sticking point. Like, he's got all the skill in the world. Like, he genuinely is a proper talent. He just needs to be allowed to play with freedom and not so regimented. Pep's teams are quite regimented, super drilled. Do this, do that, which isn't bad because they win trophies. But for players like Jack Grealish and Savinho, they need freedom. That's their game. And at Spurs, he will get that freedom. I just don't know if he's going to get the goals. And that's the risk with him, isn't it? That's the big risk we're going to take if we spend 60, 70 million. Whereas if you get Krupi, you know we're going to get goals.
Yeah, Krupi's difficult
10,
though,
15
man.
or 20. Yeah, but the point is, Ben, Whether Krupi gets 10 goals, 15 goals, 20 goals, no one knows. You know he's going to get goals. Whereas with Savinho, we just don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm on the fence.
The thing is, I don't think it's an either-or, though, Stel. I think, you bring on Savinho and a Krupi. I don't think it should be either-or. And that's the talk of it at the moment.
Oh, no. What I'm saying is I'd sign Krupi because I know he gets goals. But would I rather another left winger that actually has goals in him?
But Krupi's not a left winger.
No, I'm talking about Savinho.
Right.
Instead of Savio would come in as the left forward, right?
Yeah. But he can play both sides equally well.
So whether he plays left or whether he plays right, I don't know if he's going to score 10 goals. I don't know if he's going to score 5 goals. Yeah. Whereas I'm confident if Krupi comes to Spurs,
no, I get that.
Minimum, he gets 10 goals, minimum.
I tell you what, on Savinho, like first season at Man City, he got like between 8 and 10 assists, something like that. So he actually pulled up good numbers that season without scoring as many goals as he would have liked. But if you look at his season before that in La Liga for Girona, he scored a lot of goals. And also assisted a lot of goals. He was, a star in La Liga that season. So I guess it's trying to get that player back.
I have these arguments all the time. What you just said is what I say. I say to people, at Girona, he was unbelievable. But you know what? Anthony was unbelievable at Ajax until he went to Man United. So is it because it's the Premier League? Is it because they were in Spain, they looked so good? And that's the risk. We don't know.
But it's also about having the right manager to get the best out of these players, you know what I mean?
Do you remember I came on the show about 3 weeks ago and I said, I've got a bit of a concern that we're buying all these players, but there's no goals. And this is going to be a waste of time if we don't buy strikers. And I said that I think Fernandes is a bit of a risk. Yeah. I think Robertson's a risk. I don't want us to take any risks with the attackers. I don't think Krupi's a risk. I think he's going to get goals. I really wanted Savio. I did a video on my channel saying sign him. But now I just think, you know what? It's too big of a risk, Ben. I just don't know if he's going to get the goals. I like him. I think he's a really, really good player. I'd rather sign someone on the left that I know is going to get us some goals. And I don't know with Savio, Ben. I just don't know. I'm on the fence.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you're looking around though at like the winger market and the striker market, and it just doesn't look great. I mean, who is there even on the market that is going to come in and get those goals that you're talking about?
Do you know what player, out of all the players I did analysis on, every season he's got better and better and better. His assists are going up. His goals are going up for club and for country. And he's an absolute baller. And if we're going to take a risk, he's the player we should take a risk on.
Go on. Who?
Nusa.
But Nusa's as well, his numbers aren't great.
They're better than Savio. And what I like about Nusa, every season he's got better. Last season he got 8 GA. He scored 9 goals in like 20 something games for Norway. He's not the finished article, but he's young. He's still got loads of development. And the good thing is he's getting better every single year. Van Heck, he's on an upward trajectory. All his stats are getting better every year. I'd rather sign a player who's on the up and has been on the up for 3-4 years in a row. So it's not like a purple patch. Like Solanke was a purple patch. He had one good season at Bournemouth, right? Let's sign him. No. Van Heck has had 4 back-to-back good seasons, constantly improving. Noose is the same. 4 good seasons, back-to-back improving. It's always a risk. But if we're going to take a risk on Nusa.
But I mean, what I would say to that, I like Nusa as a player. Don't get me wrong. I really do like Nusa as a player. And, I thought he shined at the World Cup at the times that I saw him play. But Savinho has actually got more goal contributions every season, more than Nusa, apart from last season. Last season, he was obviously injured a lot and didn't get on the pitch as much. So I think he's out-GA'd Nusa every season, apart from last.
Yeah, but it's about it's about the direction of travel. Nusa, his travel is constantly upwards, and it has been for 4 years. Do you know what? There is one player, if you bring him in, he answers all these kind of problems, and that's Leao from AC Milan.
Yeah, what I heard about Leao is that apparently he wanted some crazy wages, like 450 grand a week or something crazy. He's going to end up in Saudi, I tell you.
Yeah, but can't we give him a free skywalk?
Yeah, maybe one lap, only one lap though on the F1 track, and then.
Tell him he can get 1 year subscription to Spurs Play and he can watch himself back every week.
That's what I was saying. Like, I would take a Leao alongside a Savinho and then a Krupi up front, and then I'd be more than happy with that.
Look, for me, Krupi's a no-brainer. That's a yes, all day long. The left winger, they've got to have goals in them. So if you sign Savio, you're hoping, right, can we have the Savio of Girona 2 years ago? Because that was goals. But we don't know if we're going to get that.
Yeah.
Or can we have Nusa, who's slowly scoring more, getting more each year? Or have you just got to go and spend the money on the wages and just get yourself a Leao or that type of a player that we know is going to get us 8 to 10 goals? Because I think goals is the priority, not assists, not crosses, it's goals, because we are lacking. You saw today, Ben, we're just lacking any attacking threat, really.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the last time we actually had attacking threat. Like, it's been so long now, and we've been struggling to create chances, score goals. We need to sort out that forward line. That has got to be that's the only thing that we got to sort out, right? It's the only thing.
Yeah, the goalie's set, the defence is set, the midfield is set, the front three. That's the one sticking point. I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to sign one actual goal scorer who gets like 12, 15 goals a year. We're going to take a punt on a winger, and then we're just going to go with Solanke. And I think we're going to stick with Solanke and Richie. I don't think any of them are leaving Spurs.
Do you think we should have kept Lancashire?
I would take you over Richarlison, Ben. I would have you up front ahead of Richarlison. I would have me. And I can't shoot. All right, I can pass.
I can shoot, mate. I can shoot. I used to be able to shoot anyway.
That's the one thing I can't do. It was always my weakness. Every other part of the game I can play, but shooting was. I would play ahead of Richarlison, right? So yes, if you gave me a choice of Richie or Lancashire, I'd take Lancashire.
No, that's not. It's Lancashire or a new striker. Would you have prioritised Lancashire in the squad next season over signing a new striker?
No, I'd sign a new striker, but it's got to be a proper striker, not these Solanke and Richie, purple patchy, never done anything in their life strikers. Like if Krupi or Lancashire, I'll take Krupi.
Yeah, of course. But you know, a lot of people are worried that we sold Lancashire. I mean, it was a good deal for the 20 million or whatever it was. But I mean, I thought Lancashire should have been part of the squad this season. I thought he should have come in as our third choice striker. And we know Solanke's always injured anyway, so he would have got minutes. I think he's got talent.
I would have got rid of Richarlison or Solanke and kept Lancashire. Like, that's what I'm saying. I would have kept Lancashire, but only if we were going to sell a striker, because then at least he might get some minutes. Whereas if you're going to keep Solanke and you're going to keep Richarlison and you're going to sign another player, Lancashire's not going to play at all. So what's the point?
Yeah, so, I mean, I think, you know, you sign a striker like Krupi, you have a Solanke there, sell Richarlison, bring in Lancashire as the third choice striker, and Solanke's always injured anyway, so he'll get minutes.
Listen, I'm not against it, Ben. I'm not against it. I'm happy for Lancashire to stay, but only if we sign someone that is also proven. You know, I don't want to do a season of Solanke, Richie, and Lancashire and just hope to God Lancashire does what Solanke and Richie can't do. Because then I think, because my concern is if we don't sign goal scorers, actual goal scorers, my concern is we're going to end up mid-table, having lots of possession, creating chances, but just, you know, not being able to put the ball in the back of the net, and it's going to be frustrating. So
yeah, well,
we'll see.
All will be revealed still soon. All will be revealed, but it's good to have you back on. It's good to have Spurs back, and I'll speak to you soon, my friend.
Look after yourself. Thanks for having me on.
You too, mate. Big up, Stel.